afternoon, my peoples, and welcome back to the counterattack on this beautiful Monday evening. I hope you and yours are doing very, very, very well. Today, we're going to get into something a little bit different. We're going to go over some of the choice matches from Matchday 2. First one we have up is Liverpool and Burnley at Anfield, and really, it was not much of a contest. Burnley, what are they really, except for Brexit FC? Liverpool this year, they look really, really good. They have Virgil van Dijk back. They have Gomez back. They have Joel Matip back. So they have their first choice 3 defenders back. And really the front 3 are just going to work again. Salah, Mane, Firmino, and Jota now. They're scoring goals. They're getting it done. They look really good. They're title challengers this year. Absolutely, definitely. Then we had Leeds and Everton at Ellen Road, the iconic Ellen Road. And really, this is the first time that Leeds, since they were promoted, because you remember they were promoted during in 2020 when COVID was really starting to spread. So this is their first home match back in the Premier League with the full crowd and everything. And really, Ellen Road was absolutely rocking. And you know how Leeds play. They play man-to-man, FIFA style, and they're just going to go at you. If they concede 5 goals like they did against Manchester United, so be it, is what it is. And really, I love them for it. The game finished up 2-2. That's a pretty good point, I think, for both teams. Everton are a quality team, and they probably expect to be challenging for the Europa League, trying to get in that Champions League spots. They're probably not good enough for that. But this is a good point for both of them. Next up, we have Manchester City and their oil money against poor, lowly Norwich. And really, this game was always going to be one-sided. Man City have spent, another £250 million on some new players to try to win the Champions League. And poor Norwich. They're so up and down. They're a yo-yo club. They buy for the championship. They don't expect to stay up. And really, they look in trouble. They've lost 5-0 against Manchester City on, I believe it was on Saturday. And they look sunk. Their main goal-scoring threat is Teemu Pukki, the Finland international, and it doesn't look good for them. I don't think they have enough to stay up. I think it'll be very, very difficult for them to score goals and to keep teams out. 5 against City, and while a couple of the goals were pretty fortunate, I think Norwich are sunk. They're going to get relegated. Then we had Southampton and Manchester United, the great Manchester United that put 5 past Leeds at home. They traveled down to the South Coast to St. Mary's to play the Saints. And when I saw that this was the game on, I tuned in because I thought it was going to be an absolute thrashing. Southampton had a pretty fortunate goal. Pretty bad deflection off a shot from Che Adams. But, they were ahead. And when Manchester United got their equalizer, I thought, okay, they're going to push ahead now. They have just way too strong of a team. Pogba was playing really well, but they just didn't. And that's got to go down, even though it's really early, as 2 points dropped. Really, really poor for Manchester United. They should have won that game. Finished 1-1. Wolves against the evil, evil Tottenham Hotspur. Ugh, Spurs. Disgusting. Going into this game, I thought that both of these teams are kind of going to struggle. Wolves sort of have been picked apart. They lost their keeper. Their striker, Raul Jimenez, is coming back from a major, major head injury. I thought they would struggle. Adama Traore, he's super fast. All the baby oil in the world is not going to make him a good finisher, though. Then you have Tottenham. Tottenham, who are dealing with this endless transfer saga with Harry Kane. He made the bench and actually made an appearance. And the game was pretty tight, 0-0 for long periods of time, but then Dele Alli scored on a really fortunate penalty kick. He goes past the keeper and sort of hangs his right leg behind him, and the keeper's momentum sort of takes him into his leg. And I thought the Premier League was going to cut down on these sort of fouls where the attacking player sort of initiates contact with the defender, and that's exactly what Dele Alli did. But as we all know, these referees have absolutely no consistency. Penalty, Tottenham win 1-0. Tottenham have started the season pretty well. They beat City. Now they've beaten Wolverhampton. And they're sitting on 6 points. Tied for first. Great for them. The last one we're going to get into today was Leicester City and West Ham at the London Stadium in East London. And I saw this game as a pretty good game. Back and forth, I think the red card to Ayoze Perez really opened the game up a little bit more, especially for West Ham. I feel like they were the stronger team overall and deserved to win. The game finished up 4-1 with Michail Antonio getting a brace and doing a very, very unique celebration with a cutout cardboard of himself. It was actually because he became the Premier League record goal scorer for West Ham United with 49 goals. A really, really great achievement for him. I think a couple years ago he was in non-league, sort of the lower leagues, sort of slogging it out, and he's a late bloomer. He came to West Ham and he's really kicked on. I think he's a really good striker. So where does that leave us? After match day 2, it is still way too early to be making any really sort of, concrete predictions. But we're going to do that anyway. Top of the league, we have West Ham on goals scored. They probably won't last there. I think they'll do well to challenge for Europe this year and stay in the top half of the table. But obviously, 2 games in, top of the league, they are absolutely flying. Their main striker is absolutely killing it out there. Great for West Ham. The other teams, riding along at the top are Chelsea, Brighton. Chelsea probably expect to be there or thereabouts. They're definitely title challengers this year. Brighton, I expect to drop. And in the relegation zone, after 2 matches, unfortunately, Arsenal. My last video, I think we all saw what I have to say about them. They're in the relegation zone, and they're probably going to be there until after the international break, because they're probably going to lose to City. I don't expect Arsenal to be there, in November or in the early spring. But that's what I said last year, and look what happened. Rounding out the bottom 3, we have Newcastle, who I think will have enough to stay up this year. They managed to stay up last year and were climbing the table a little bit. I think they've strengthened just enough to stay out of the relegation zone, when May comes around. And then we have propping up the table Norwich. They're screwed. I think they're going down. And I think they're okay with it because they really haven't bought players to play in the Premier League. They lost probably their best player in Emi Buendia to Aston Villa for $30 million, and they really haven't reinvested the money. They have a few guys on loan, a couple guys they got on the cheap that have no Premier League experience. I think they're building a team to attack the championship in a year. And that's all for the roundup for match day 2. Please subscribe and like, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.